Bowtie Benn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. These is like quick questions or whatever the case is.
I got you.
So I'm gonna
I
ask
won't be long-winded on this.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions or whatever, and we're gonna see what's going on. What your take is about some of this stuff. Where are you from?
Bronx.
BX.
BX, you see it?
Are you single?
No.
Okay. Married?
Yes.
Relationship? Married.
Married, yeah.
Okay. How long you been married?
It's gonna be a year.
A year. Okay. All right. Dating in 22. What is an advice you would give men, and one advice you would give women about possibly finding somebody that they want to be with?
Jesus Christ. The dating scene is so different. Like, since I don't know what the dating scene is like, so like the one thing I could give, and this is for both people, just be honest about what you want, what your situation is, what you're looking for in the person, and move on. Like, don't beat around the bush. If you know what you want, you know what you're looking for. If men you just want to smash, or women you just want to smash, just say, listen, I'm not looking for nothing. I think you look like blah, blah, blah. You looking good. I just want to smash. And keep it moving. Like, you don't have to lie about it anymore.
Right.
A lot of women are like, okay, fine.
Right.
I just want to smash you too.
Right.
Just say that and keep it going.
All right. So, in your perspective, what are some keys to a healthy relationship?
Same thing. Being honest with certain. If let's say I think I can cook, because
right.
I do believe I can cook.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And if my cooking isn't good to you, don't eat it. Just bro. This ain't it. Mm-hmm. This is not it right here. I'm sorry. I thank you for the thought and for your time, but this ain't it. If you doing something that I don't like, I'm gonna tell you, like, yo, what are you doing? That wasn't cool. That bothered me.
Right.
Just get to the point of things.
I think for me, one of my keys to a healthy relationship is kind of like
communication.
What you're saying, communication. That's like and I talk about this a lot. It's like communication is very wide range. The way I communicate may not be the way you communicate. And we gotta find that medium. And we gotta find that area where we're both understanding, overstanding what each other are talking about, and it's not just like you just talking, and I'm just listening, and there's no like back and forth or a good, healthy type of communication. You know what I'm saying?
And your conversations need closure. No, I'm being serious. You need to close out your conversation, because you could end up having a 5-hour conversation and nothing gets resolved.
Yeah.
You need to close out the conversation and make sure that each one knows, all right, this is what did you understand what I was just trying to get across? Mm-hmm. Okay, did you understand what like, you need to go back and make sure.
That's true.
Close the conversation.
That's true. That's definitely true. Did you have any fears about getting married?
Not this time, no. Because I've been married. This is my second one. The first time, I'm still in the streets doing dumb stuff. But the second one, no. I knew this is what I wanted to do, so I did it.
You was ready.
Yeah, and that's key. Because if guys ain't ready, Jesus, that ain't gonna work.
Why do you think it takes some men a long time before they pop the question?
Because they think they're missing out on something. They think, if I get married, I get locked down, oh, my life is over, I can't be who I am. And it's not true. Hopefully, just because you got married, your relationship don't change.
Right. What is one of your favorite things about being married?
My wife.
Okay. What is it about her?
Just the person she is, just enjoying her and having a good time with her. Whenever we have a good time, and just the companionship. That's it.
Is there a difference between finances in a relationship and finances in a marriage?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be disclosed. You don't have to truly disclose your finances until you guys are getting ready to take it to the next step, because then you're gonna need to know, all right, are you in debt? Is that gonna affect what we doing? Like, on both sides. This way you don't get jammed up. And even then, you have your bank account, I have my bank account, and we have a joint bank account for the bills.
Okay.
And that's that.
Wow. Yes, listen, that was the interview for today. That was some good insight on relationships and marriage. And what I'm trying to do, Bowtie, is get married couples on the show and even divorced couples on the show to get, to have single people or people dating get an inside look on what it looks like to be married in 2022. What are some of the upsides, and maybe what are some of the downsides as well, and divorce too. Like, what did you learn about yourself, being married and now being divorced? You know what I mean?
Got you.
So that was very great. We about to get into read my profile, meet my profile. So what I do, Bowtie Benn, on read my profile is I grade the profiles from 0 to 5. Okay. 0 to 5. So there's a standard in that, and there's supposed to be, when I'm reading these profiles, there's supposed to be I would say who you are, what you're looking for, where you're going in life type of thing, and you mesh that into your profile. So let's see if these profiles have that.
Oh, I need to light my cigar before we start this, because I know this is gonna be hilarious.
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and read the profile while you light your cigar.
Go ahead.
All right, so I got a woman here. Her name is Snook. She's 34 years old.
All right, the name alone.
Her name is Snook. She's 34 years old. She is from New York. She says, read carefully. FaceTime me so I know it's real, or pull up on me for real. I'm not on here to be a pen pal. If you can't deal with an alpha female, I'm not for you. Ladies, I'm not bi, but have no problems making new friends. I really wish y'all weird ass niggas would stop. Also, if you checking and reporting for the dummy in the background, kick rocks. So, Bowtie Benn, I need you to grade that from 0 to 5.
I'm gonna get that shit a 0, God, no higher.
Now let me ask you. I'm gonna read it one more time. Then I'm
gonna read it for me.
I'm gonna read it
0.
I'm gonna read it for myself one more time, and then I'm gonna ask you why you gave it what you gave it. She says, "Read carefully. FaceTime me so I know it's real, or pull up on me for real. I'm not on here to be a pen pal. If you can't deal with an alpha female, I'm not for you. Ladies, I'm not bi, but have no problems making new friends. I really wish y'all weird ass niggas would stop." I'm not sure what they're stopping, but she want them to stop. Also, if you checking and reporting for the dummy in the black range, kick rocks. I don't know what that means either.
I'm guessing that's an X.
Could be.
The dummy in the black range.
But why is that on here?
Listen, there's so many different elements to that I gave it a 0. One, this is a dating site. So what was appealing about anything you just said? Nothing. You started off aggressive. Like, all right, you could be an alpha female and not be aggressive. Like, what is that? Like, what would she say? Oh, all right, let's start this off. How she say?
Read carefully.
Read carefully. First of all, your grammar sucks. So even if I read it, I might not understand what you're saying because your grammar is for shit.
Right.
You're misspelling words. Who the hell is the dummy in the black range? Like, what are we doing here? Like, why? One, I know you probably got baby daddy or ex-man drama
Right.
already just from that last statement. 2, I'm thinking you just here to smash because you told me you ain't trying to be a pen pal. So what are you trying to be? Because talking like that, you ain't, well, I ain't gonna say you're gonna be somebody's husband because there's a lot of hood dudes that love that kind of stuff.
It is.
So, like, what are you trying to get out of this? What was your whole point of this? Just this. Why didn't one of your friends proofread this shit and say, that ain't it? Like, don't put that up there. Like,
I also gave her a 0, and I gave her a 0 because she did not meet the criteria of what I want to see when I look at a profile. I want to see who you are, what you're looking for, where you're going, what you're looking for in life, and where you want to take, if you want to date, if you want a relationship, like what do you want? You know what I'm saying? And that profile didn't give me any of that, and it was just like a lot of ridiculous, like
just ridiculous
things in there that doesn't matter. I'm about what matters in life.
Yeah.
And if you're on here because this is a dating site and you're looking to date and possibly in a relationship, you got to put things that matter, like the black range and all this, like, oh, I'm not bi, but I'm looking for friends. You all over the place.
Listen, I don't need that. Like, I'm glad I ain't dating.
All right.
That's the case.
All right, so I got another lady here, and Bowtie, I want you to take notice of these ages when I'm reading this out.
Mm-hmm.
We got Tanya. She's 49. She's from New York.
Okay.
She says, I'm optimistic but tired of the bullshit. Fellas, I know how you feel about women with filters, antiquated pics. Trust me that there are men on here doing the same thing. Please have full body pics of you and not of someone else. Don't be out here catfishing and wasting my time. It's 2022 and the dating pool has plenty of shit and piss in it. That's the reason why I'm single. Bowtie Ben, it's on you, my brother.
Oh, man. So I'm gonna give her like a 1.5 on that. You know, she's being clear. She ain't for the bullshit. You know, dudes is catfishing just like women, so I get it. She's kind of funny, so that's why I'm gonna give her 1.5, you know, close to a 2. But like this, if this is a dating site, like how is this appealing to somebody that's you trying to find as a date? Like this is not appealing to me. Like I'm gonna stroll past. Like what? Like is your picture crazy where I can look past this?
Right.
Like what? Like
right.
You need to do that. You need to put the picture with it so we can see what they look like too. Because if you ain't got you 5'2", 193 pounds, and you talking about you got profiles like this, you're never gonna get anyone.
Now, Bowtie.
Yes, sir.
She's 49 years old.
Well, she's tired.
She is 50 years old.
She's tired. So she's tired of the game. She goes right back to what we saying, guys playing games, not keeping it real, blah, 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 blah. So she's fed up. But you don't need to put that on there. You venting in the wrong spot. Put that on Facebook.
Now, I gave her a big fat 0 as well. Well, you gave her 1.5.
Yeah.
I gave
comedy value.
I gave her a 0. One of the reasons why I gave her a 0 is that she took her whole profile and dedicated towards, catfishing and guys not being who they are. Like this whole profile is about catfishing. And it's not about what you're looking for, who you are. Like, tell me who you are. Tell me what you're looking for. This whole thing is about filters and antiquated pics and catfishing and don't shit on my lawn and all this type of dumb stuff. Like, nah, this gets another
0.
big fat 0. Like, I don't even know why you even.
We got another one coming because these women are batting 1,000.
So, this is what I'm going to do right now, Bowtie Ben.
Okay.
So, I had a situation a couple of weeks ago when I had Saucy the Body on the JP show.
Okay, I know Saucy.
I had a situation. So, the previous week, I had Brother Bill on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so, me and Brother Bill, we read this profile.
Okay.
Bill gave it a 5.
Okay.
Out the gate. I read it and I gave it a 4.85.
Okay.
Bill saw what I seen. He changed his grade to a 4.85. It's a great profile.
Okay.
It's to me,
Okay.
it's an immaculate profile.
Okay.
We had Saucy the Body on the show last week. She rant and rave and went crazy about this profile, and she gave it a 3.
Oh, okay.
So, me and Bill is at the high of the high with this profile. Saucy is saying that
She's
this
somewhere
is
in the middle.
this is all bullshit. The profile is bullshit. You could go back. I even put
I watched.
I
The
put it on
video.
Instagram.
I watched the video.
It's bullshit. Here's the profile.
Okay.
All right, Vita, 44 years old, from DC. Beautiful, black, brainiac bombshell seeks an upstanding, charming, chivalrous, and loyal man of integrity who values and respects a well-rounded partner. Must be attentive, have integrity, emotional maturity, and recognize the value of having a strong black woman in his corner. Must operate from a spirit base, have a solid value system, and be self-sufficient. Must have a great sense of humor and a true passion for living life in the abundance. Disclaimer, my gift of discernment is on point. Bowtie Benn,
She hit all your criterias. She
left off one thing, but I knocked her for that. I gave her 4.85, but
Okay, what did she leave off to you?
she didn't tell me who she was.
Well, she did in the beginning.
She didn't give me she gave me a lot about what she's looking for, but a little tiny bit about she's a bombshell, and that was about it.
All right, read that again, because I thought I heard something in there that says who she is.
She said, beautiful black brainiac bombshell seeks an upstanding, charming, chivalrous, and loyal man of integrity who values and respects a well-rounded person. Must be attentive, have integrity, emotional maturity, and recognize the value of a strong black woman in his corner. Must operate from a spirit base, have a solid value system, and be self-sufficient. Must have a great sense of humor and a true passion for living life in the abundance. Disclaimer, my gift of discernment is on point.
Okay, so the only thing she did say, she's a strong black woman, when she said he must appreciate a strong black, that he has a strong black woman in his corner. So, okay, yeah, I can understand why you say she didn't get into who she is enough. But it now, I'm gonna go pretty much with what you and Bill said. I personally would give it a 5 because, yes, she's not completely giving me who she is, but she's telling me what she wants. So that's giving me an opportunity to say, hey, that ain't me, or this is me. And that's saying, okay, maybe I want to get to know this person because she's saying she's a strong black woman, she's a beautiful bombshell, blah, 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 blah. Let me see. So I would give it a 5 just because I think it attracts me and makes me look at myself more than look at her.
Listen, I gave it a 4.85, which is a very high score.
For you, I've
for
seen
me.
some of your ratings. Like, most of your ratings be like a 1, a 0, God no higher. Like your points be brutal. So
That's like a 5.
Yeah,
like
it
if I
is.
give you a 4.85, her writing was impeccable. I mean, like she says must operate from a spirit base, have a solid value system, and be self-sufficient. Must have a great sense of humor and a true passion for living life in the abundance. Come on, bro. That's a woman that you want to know. Like, you want to know who this is.
Yeah, you
know what I'm
want to see
saying?
what she about.
You want to see what she about. So I gave her a 4.85. I knocked her a little bit because I would like for her to tell me a little bit more about herself because I know what you want from me. But also, there's also another side here. There's me wanting to know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that's when you hit her, and then you get to talking, and that's when you get to know who she is. I guess that's what she might be going for. I'm guessing, like I said, but maybe that's her approach. I'm gonna tell you what I want. If you fit this criteria, then you can get to know me and get to know what it is who I am.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Now, why do you think that Saucy the Body gave her a 3?
Well, I'm gonna say because she's a woman, she might feel like she's shooting game and she's bullshitting or whatever. It could have been a little hate in there too, you know. I don't know, but like, women always say women know women. Mm-hmm. I know
That's true.
what women are doing, what they're thinking, blah blah blah. So she might be able to sift through some of that a little better than we can and know, all right, that shit is bullshit, this shit is game. But at the end of the day, we both running some kind of game on each other to get you to attract it. Because your wordplay has to be good. When I meet you, I gotta say all of the right things. When you meet me, you gotta show me all of the right things. Like, so it's a game in itself. It's a cat and mouse. But some game is bullshit game, right. And some game isn't. So maybe Saucy thinks
I felt that
bullshit.
Saucy the body was bullshitting, and I felt like she was being ridiculous in her comments about that being the 3. I could not. I'm a very literal person. I have to see the 3. Like, you have to give me. I gotta touch the 3. Like that. I'm touching like a 5 here. I'm not touching a 3. Like, give me a wide spectrum of how did you get to the 3. Now she said, Saucy the body said that. Basically kind of what I was saying as far as she didn't tell more about herself or whatever, but that shouldn't drop you all the way down to a 3. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you want to take a point and a half away? All right, cool. I don't have a problem with that. But a 3? Like, that was just like ridiculous. I'm like, hold on, I gotta read this profile again to another person to see, am I tripping? Is Bill tripping?
But you know what it is? Our criteria as men are going to always be different as women criteria. So what they're looking at is something totally, that is appealing to us. It's not appealing to her. Mm-hmm. So she's looking at it not objectively. She's looking at it as on a female standpoint. When you're doing this, you just got to be objective. She wasn't being objective.
Right.
She wasn't just being neutral, listening to the thing, going by your criteria and saying, okay, she did these things. She was just like, oh no, she ain't do this. She wasn't being objective.
Right. Well, I gave that profile 4.85, an amazing profile, one of the best profiles that I've read on the JP show in a long time. So big ups to Vita, amazing profile, amazing writing. And yo, we about to get into the main topic of today.
Okay,
let's
do it.
Right, we about to get into the topic. That was Read My Profile, guys. Listen, if you want to comment what you think that profile was with Vita, listen, leave a comment or whatever. If you think it's a 5, if you agree with Saucy the body, listen, for the ladies, let me know. If you think it was a 3, hey, I'll stand down. I'll be like, okay, but give me a description of why you think it's a 3. Don't just say it's a 3. Give me why it's a 3. So, Bowtie Benn, let's get into the topic of today. Mm-hmm. Topic of today is, can women in New York City take the back seat and let a man lead the relationship? look at Bowtie Benn, baby, yeah.
I mean, I hope they can, because if you, like, here's the problem.
There's actually a second part to that question.
Here's the problem, I think, right now, right? In all honesty, the way this new generation and this generation is now, the roles are kind of reversed.
That's a
right?
fact. That's a fact.
So we had a topic when I was doing a radio show. We had a topic asking, in 2018, were men the new bitches? That was the topic.
Right.
And because men now want to be taken care of, they want their door open for them instead of the women, opening the door for the woman. They're doing a lot of different things. So now it's forcing women into the forefront to have to lead and do these certain things. But if you can't lead as a man, a woman's not going to follow you. Mm-hmm. That's just bottom line. If you're not leading, because they want to know where we're going. Right. If you're not taking me in a direction that's positive and productive or whatever, they're not going to follow you. Right. Or let me fix that. Even if it's not positive and productive, if you're not a leader, if you're not leading them, even if you're a drug dealer, you're like, yo, we're going to be the biggest drug team in the world. You got to have a plan. You got to lead them somewhere. Now, when you get a guy like that, because you've been on your own doing that, most women don't know how to stand down and let a guy lead. They want to lead too. But sometimes you got to lead, sometimes you got to follow. Y'all got to know when it's your turn to lead and when it's your turn to follow. If we're doing something that has in business and you're the guy, you're the person, you're the woman that has all the connects in the industry that we're in, I gotta fall back and let you lead because this is your expertise, and I gotta be okay with that. But now when it's my turn and this is what I do. Fall back, let me do it. Let me show you I know how to do it. And now if I'm not doing my job, then okay, I get it. But women don't know how to just, because they've been doing it so long now, they don't know how to fall back anymore.
I think you hit on key factors of what's going on. Women have been doing this for so long. They've been raising kids by themselves and single and doing all these different things. So they are adopting the leadership role. I think women would like to,
but they're born leaders in general because they're nurturers.
I think I agree with that. I think that they are born leaders, but I think when a man presence involved, they will take a side. I ain't gonna say a back seat because they ain't taking no back seat.
They going and they shouldn't.
Right.
They shouldn't. You shouldn't want your woman to take a back seat. But it should be on the side.
Yeah, they'll take a side seat, and I always tell women. Well, I used to tell women that I was driving my car. I'm looking for a passenger. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking for somebody to take that seat. You know what I mean? So I think that they could, if they have a man that shows those leadership qualities and leadership roles, that they could take that seat. But I will say, in New York City, there are a lot of aggressive A-personality women that don't know how to just shut up. And you know what they do is they overthink situations. They overthink things in their mind. Women are in their brain and they already got the last 2-3 years of what y'all going to be doing already set up in their brain. They already set the route and everything. And so I tell a lot of women it's very important that you calm down and that you see what this man is all about. Ask him where he's taking you. Just like back in the day, excuse me, back in the day, you used to go to pick your girlfriend up or whatever, and you meet her mother and father, whatever, and the father would grill you. And he would ask you, where are you taking my daughter? You know what I'm saying? And so that was a very important question.
Father not in the home no more. Like we just said, it's a lot of women raising, they think about this. It's a lot of single moms raising boys. So they're raising boys to be men, and women don't know how to be men.
Right.
So now when these boys get out in these streets, they emulating their mom. They're not emulating their pops.
That's a fact.
So a lot of these dudes is sensitive because the pops ain't there.
Right. And I think too what's going on is that a lot of like you said, women are raising these sons, but listen, I was raised by a single parent mother, but I don't know, we didn't come out sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Different era.
Different era. True. But
ass whoopings were in abundance.
No, that's a fact.
You can't touch your kid no more.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You can't even threaten to give him a pow or anything. You might end up somewhere.
I always tell this story. I never forget this. My mom's was talking to one of her friends one day. We was at some type of convention or something, and so she was standing there talking to her friend, and they was talking. I don't know what they was talking about. Probably some dudes that was at the convention. I don't know. So I'm like a kid or whatever. I'm tugging at her dress or whatever. Like, mom, I'm trying to get her attention, but she's talking to this lady. I'm trying to get her attention. So she let me rock out, Bowtie, for at least a minute of nagging at her dress. And then all of a sudden, this mother came with a Pete Sampras backhand of Serena Williams. Whoa, pow! And I was like,
I bet you stopped, though. I bet you stopped. You ain't pull that dress no more.
For real. But also she also gave me the understanding that, in that sequence that when two people are talking, you say excuse me or whatever the case is, and
you have manners.
Right, you have manners. But I think a lot of what I'm seeing too from the men's point and the men's perspective is that I think with these single family homes and these women of today, because I think what's happening is that women don't want to raise their kids the way they were raised.
Of course, you inspired to have more for your kids and raise them unlike you were raised. Like I used to get my butt whooped all the time for dumb shit. In my opinion, I don't hit my son. I don't have to hit my son at this point. If he gets too out of line, by far he would get his ass whooped.
Right.
But I don't hit him. I try to talk to him. I try to make him understand. Even when I tell him no, I just don't say no.
Right.
I say no and why.
Right.
You know, I hold adult conversations with
him. But I think that's very important too, and that's the key. I think that a lot of, even for our generation, I think that if we had those conversations with our parents on, you know, when, where, and why, like, why do you do these things, even with finances or all these different types, why,
don't even get me going on that.
Why this stuff is happening, I think even our age group will be further along than we are.
Yes.
But for the younger generation that's coming up, I think that because the mother don't want their kid to be raised the way she was raised, so what's happening is that they're giving them everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had a lady that was telling me she bought her son a pair of like $800 Balenciagas. You know what I'm saying? Right. Imagine Bowtie Benn, you going home to your mom in 89 talking about, oh, mom, yeah, I get those Balenciagas.
Bruh.
They $1,000.
Listen. Listen, I'm gonna tell my age. I'm 50 years old, right? So I grew up in an era where sneakers was like Nikes and all that was like 30, 39, 99, and that was expensive back then in 1980 and 79 and all that.
Right.
Like that was super expensive, and getting Converse, you know, I was wearing Skips.
Right.
So it was no come to my mom's and she gonna get me. You got what you needed. She made sure you were dressed nice, but it wasn't gonna be nothing for no $1,000. Shit, if I got $100 anything,
right, $10.
I did really well in school and everything else. Like Jesus Christ.
But I think that those are some of the factors of, you know, why, you know, men of today is kind of taking the back seat. And I also think it's also like pop culture. There's also a lot of other nationalities that I seen a guy and he was it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and he was strolling a stroller with the baby in it or whatever. And so he was saying his wife works, you know,
and he stays home.
And he stays home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't do that.
So I also think is that's going on as well. Pop culture is happening, and there's people that men that are taking those.
Have all of these things back then. So social media is a big influence on everything that people are doing nowadays. This younger generation.
Right.
So they're trying to live up to what they see. Oh, this rapper has these. I need to have these because I gotta look like this.
Right.
So, you know, and parents are getting these things for these kids. They're dressing them this way because they want them to look rich. Now, you look at a guy like Bill Gates, right? This dude dresses so regular,
Right.
or Warren Buffett, so regular. If you saw them walking down the street, if you didn't already know that's who they were, you wouldn't know that's who they were.
Right.
And because we didn't have the teaching and the financial awareness growing up. We didn't have anybody teaching us that it's okay to wear the same thing for a while, but build your wealth, build your capital, and put money in the bank and do. Think about it. Like we so behind on the 8-ball just as a culture in general because we just started getting certain rights in the 60s.
That's a fact.
So we ain't even been in the same thought process as a lot of the other cultures for so long. Because we always was told we couldn't have. We was always told no. Now that we have it, we don't even know what to do.
We don't even know what to do with it. So, I think that to kind of like round this out, I think can women, you know, let the men lead? I think that they can. I will say that, you know, it's very important for the guy that, you know, you play in a very important role on where the relationship go. Women will take control of the relationship if you play yourself and act like you just messing around, or you just playing the middle ground, and you not showing yourself on who you are and what you want, and you want this woman. So it's very important that you show yourself and you move the relationship how you want it to move.
Yeah.
Women will give you time. You know, you talk to women, depending on the age, I would say.
Yeah,
but you talk to women, they'll give you time if you want to, you know what I'm saying, if you want to take it slow, or you don't want to get married so quick or whatever. But just let them know what you have in store for them, or whatever the case is, and then take it from there. What you think about that, Bowtie?
No, I totally agree with you. Like, and it goes all the way back to what we said earlier with communication and being forthright with what you're trying to do and what you want to do. And if you can be forthright and say, hey, listen, I do want to be married, but I need to do these things first. I need to get these things in order. Give her a choice. Most women want a choice. And if you be honest with them and put them in the right position and say, all right, this is what it is, and you give them the choice, they'll follow you for a while.
They will.
Now, if you deviate from what you're saying,
it's a problem.
you're going to have a problem.
Before we close out, I had a since I've been doing the JP show, and I guess a lot of women, they feel like, even though some of them feel like I come hard on the women or whatever, but a lot of them, they trust my, you know, my point of view and what I tell them about men or whatever the case is, and even about some women that talk to me about certain situations. So I had a young lady, she was telling me about a guy that she's been, I don't even want to say dating, but the guy lives in New York, she lives in Florida. She's been traveling up here to New York for like a year, and the guy has been putting her in hotels for a year. She never been to his house before, you know what I'm saying? So, and he has a couple of kids or whatever the case is. So she was asking me, like, what do I think is, and then the guy wanted her to be on birth control. He wants to have kids, more kids, but he wants her to be
He's
on
with someone.
Right. He wants her to be on birth control and all this type of stuff. So she's asking me, you know, like, what do I think about this, and why is he, you know, going about this certain type of way? I said, listen, first of all, you're letting him lead you into an oblivious, you know, situation that
just
that
aimless going about your business. Like, you're just wandering around aimlessly. You've been doing this for a year. You've never been in this man's house?
A whole year, and you've been letting a man put you in a hotel for a whole entire year?
1 year to dummy. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but you're the dummy for doing that.
Right.
Like you, a whole year, this is supposed to be your man, and you've never stepped foot in his crib. I don't care if it's the worst crib in the world, and you're not, you just, I don't want nobody in my crib because I'm embarrassed, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, a whole year?
A whole year.
Come on.
And she's been taking the trips. She's from New York, but she lives in Florida now. She's been taking the trips here, and he hasn't been taking the trips there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a one-way avenue, and she's investing all of her time and her energy into him, and he's not investing back.
But then, like you said, he's leading you, and you're allowing this. It's not his fault. It's your fault. Because you can stop that at any time, but you're allowing it because you're enamored with whatever he's saying and doing, and you're sticking around. Break out.
And you know what? I asked her that. I said, could you right now break this up? Like, I can't do this, I'm out. And she said yes, but I didn't believe her or whatever, because you got a year invested into
she's stigmatized.
Yeah, she's stigmatized. You got a whole year invested into this bullshit. So you're not just like all of a sudden just like, oh, I don't want to talk to you no more.
And I'm not hating on dude, because if you can, if that's what she's gonna let you do, you're gonna do it. I'm not gonna hate on dude.
Right.
But if you asking for my honest opinion, you're being an idiot, a fucktard.
Right. Stop
being a fucktard and go find somebody that's gonna let you come to their house. And one, I don't believe in long distance relationships because that space. I'm not doing that. So you can't just go find somebody else.
Right. For the ladies, this is key, like major keys. Like, You should not allow a man to lead you into an oblivious galaxy where you have no understanding of what is going on or whatever the case is. And it's a lot of women that's going through these type of situations. Like, make sure, and I know you want to have sex, and I talk about this, and I talk about this, and I talk about this. Like, guys, they go to Florida, have sex with girls, and then come back to New York, and they're not in a relationship with a girl. Or a guy will have a girl in another city, in another state, and when they go to that city, that'll be their girl they spend the weekend with, and when they come back home, that's it. You know what I'm saying? There is no, oh, we're going to be together, and I was asking her about, you know, is the guy going to move to Florida or whatever the case is?
Why would he? Why? No, seriously, why would he?
That's a fact.
If you could get all the perks that you need to get without having to do anything, why would you do that?
Right.
She's uprooting herself to come be with you. Why would you now uproot yourself to go be with? Nah, he's not going to do that.
And I told her, I said, listen, you can.
Would you? Honestly.
Hell no.
Exactly. I wouldn't.
You can, when you come to New York, that could be your fuck boy, and you get your little groove on for the weekend, whatever you're doing, and then go back to Florida. You don't have to be with them. You don't have to invest all your time and your energy into somebody that's putting you up in hotels. And you know he got a woman, because let me tell you something. A dude is not paying for a hotel for a whole year.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
No. It's
you know
not cost effective.
Right. He'll do it for one time or two times or whatever, but he's not going to put nobody in a hotel for a whole year. That's just not happening. So that was the situation that, you know, the girl was telling me about, and I just wanted to get that off real quick because I know a lot of women deal with stuff like that, and it's very important that, like, when I talk about being men being leaders and women, you know, being in the passenger seat and all this stuff, make sure he ain't got you in passenger seat and y'all just doing donuts around the free and you dizzy as hell and you trying to figure out how to get your bearings back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yo, listen, that's the JP show for today.
Wait, Jay, don't close out. I gotta say this real quick before you close out.
Got you.
Now, I know y'all been following JP on his YouTube channel, and he's gonna be on a whole different bunch of platforms because he's about to pop. But I'm about to bring JP on radio. JP is about to be on my radio station. He's gonna be on 92.6 The Spot. So y'all gonna have to download the app. Y'all gonna have to go on the website and check him out there and show him some love there and show us some love tonight because it's a new spot. We launching 4th of July weekend. So y'all gotta make sure y'all catch JP there too. Now, if you miss him here, go over there, catch him there.
Yo, I appreciate that, and I'm like so excited, and I can't wait for that endeavor because that's a major key, a major move for me to take the JP show from YouTube and Instagram and take it into radio. Like, I'm super excited about that. So thank you, Bowtie Benn. Bowtie, let them know where they can reach you at.
Oh man, I'm Bowtie Benn on all platforms. You can catch me on IG, Facebook, whatever. Well, I ain't on Twitter. I don't do that Twitter stuff. Y'all can have that. I'm too old for Snapchat and all that other shit, so you won't find me there. So Facebook and IG, Bowtie_Ben. That's where I'm at.
Yo, listen, guys, you know where I'm at. It's the JP Show 1 on Instagram. Follow me follow my YouTube or whatever, the JP Show. Listen, guys, that's the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the show. I love you guys. We out.
Peace.